ended a first date by deciding that you're going to freeze your eggs? How about ending a third date by actually going to the doctor for the consultation? With 2 different people in 6 months. That's my life. So I've been feeling the pressure of the biological clock, right? I think this is something that a lot of people go through. And as a woman, not all women want children. We respect that. I do. I really, really do. Like, I want an army of children. I want at least one for my own body, and I want to adopt even more, and I want just herds of kids everywhere. And so I'm 32 now, and I haven't had a kid yet. And according to medical science, I have 2 years before I'm considered a geriatric pregnancy. Did y'all know that? This is ridiculous. And to a certain degree, this is fear-mongering, and it's bullshit. But there is an increased risk of birth defects and things like that. So I'm feeling the pressure. I have got to figure out a stable partnership if I'm gonna raise kids, because doing it alone sounds terrible. And then, like, also, I'm a teacher and I can't afford that shit. So, do we have any other teachers in the room? Anyone else a teacher here? No? Oh, good choice. Good choice. It's one of the most rewarding jobs in the world, and a guarantee that you're going to be exploited by your employer at the same time. So, it's difficult. And like a lot of teachers, I had considered the option of trying to advance my career, and so I'm trying to get into a master's program at UNAM here in Mexico City. I didn't get in though, and I already quit one of my jobs, my main job, because you don't find out until December if you get in to start in January, which is just insane. But so, like many people during the pandemic, I think plans have been upended. And it's hard to plan 6 weeks in advance, let alone multiple years. And I have to have this plan of, like, how am I going to pay for these babies and who am I going to do this with? And it's been really stressful. And when you add, like, dating new people into that mix, it's a whole disaster. So I was on this first date with this guy, and it was also my first date that was 100% in Spanish. I've been taking classes, like I've been studying Spanish for years and then forgetting it and then having to take classes again. But I finally felt like I was at a level where I could manage this. And so we're drinking mezcal, we're talking. He's studying a doctorate in philosophy, which is impressive, but also in Mexico kind of a fucking bold move, right? And but it was going really well. We had chemistry, we were vibing. I bring him back to my place, we fuck. And then this fucker has the audacity to say, you know, I sense that you have like a deep sadness in your heart. Do you want to talk about that? Who the fuck asked that? Like, do you really want me to answer this? But I'd been smoking a little bit of weed, drinking some mezcal, post-coital oxytocin high, and I was like, we're gonna go for this. Yeah, so I didn't get into my master's program that I wanted to. It's stressing me out because I'm trying to like plan when I'm gonna have babies. I'm trying to figure out who I'm gonna marry, and that could be you. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how this goes. And it was just like a venting session. And afterwards I felt a lot more relaxed and calm and at ease. And then he told me that this was his first date in 5 years. And that his last girlfriend died of cancer. Wow. So I'm feeling an intense pressure because for me this is like my third date that week. This is his first one in 5 years. But we got into this like deep bonding conversation where we were, I guess the term is trauma bonding, where you just like vent all your bullshit at someone and they do the same at you, and you kind of feel connected, but it's like this messy emotional connection. And I just went for it. I was like, I'm going to talk about my daddy issues. I'm going to talk about my financial insecurity. we're just gonna get it all out there. We're gonna process some shit tonight, and I'm gonna feel so much better in the morning. But then, surprise, surprise, he didn't call me back after that. So, fast forward a little bit, and I went on another first date. And I happened to mention that I was getting ready to do my first stand-up comedy show. And this is a very stupid thing to bring up on a first date, because immediately they're gonna wanna come. And you don't know how you're gonna do, you might tank, you might bomb, but then there's also the part where like my entire bit is how bad I am at dating, and how badly I want babies, and how crazy I am. So it's like, yes, I want you to know that I'm funny, but do I really want you to know like all of this so quickly? But you know, in some ways, it's kind of cool, because if you're having that conversation one-on-one, it feels like a lot of pressure. But if you're telling it to a room full of strangers, it's like, oh, well, you just overheard all of my dramatic bullshit. I'm not venting it directly at you, right? So, this was so the first date I mentioned it. The third date she came to the show. And I was very nervous, and I did what a lot of nervous people did, and I got shit-faced. So the show went great. Afterwards, a bunch of people bought me drinks, which aided in the shit-facedness. And eventually I disappeared, and she found me upstairs in the bathrooms, kind of like half passed out over a toilet. And I hadn't vomited yet, but I knew it was going to happen. So she very caringly stuck her fingers down my throat and helped me to vomit. And she said that she was really disappointed that that was the first time that her fingers were inside of me. But somehow I got lucky enough that she decided to take me home that night and make sure that I was okay and that I got my rest. And in the morning, what do Mexicans do when you're hungover? Chilaquiles, right? You go, you get some huevos divorciados, some huevos rancheros, some huevos de la gringa. So I went to my appointment, and for the consultation for the egg freezing, this is some bougie rich people caviar right here. I'm growing up in here. And, you know, I think there's a moral to this story. If you overshare and someone feels uncomfortable with your truth, then maybe that's not the person you need to be with. But if you can find someone who will stick their fingers down your throat for you to help you vomit, that's the one you gotta stick with. And my beautiful girlfriend Lala is here today. Thanks,